Welcome to Un Mundo Adentro Holistic Health. I'm your host, Jessica Griffin, and I'm just gonna go into the yoga flow today. I do have a few more props with me today, so we will be doing a little bit more with that. Obviously, feel free to take your time if you need to pause the video in order to get a better idea of everything. You're welcome to do that. I'm gonna fix my headphones real quick. Okay, I think that's a little bit better. Perfect. Okay. Always remember, wear the clothes that you're most comfortable in, that give you a wider range of motion. Again, comfort is number one. If you want to have water off to the side, that's a good idea as well. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So usually I like to lie down flat whenever I start my practice. However, I know that's not always comfortable for everyone. So I'm going to demonstrate a couple of things that you could use to help make it a little more comfortable for you. So as we start, a pillow. It doesn't have to be this small or thin. It can be as big as you like, as fluffy or soft as you like, whatever gives you comfort. That's where we need to be today. So you could use that and just place it under the head if you'd like. Your knees can be bent, whatever is most comfortable for you. Another one that I really like is using yoga blocks by setting them up kind of like in an L shape. And then if you have a yoga bolster, you could set that on there. I don't have one, so I'm using an acupressure mat that was gifted to me. So I will set that there. And that you just kind of bring the tailbone to, and then you gently lie back, letting the head relax. And then you let the arms rest down by the side. And you can extend your feet out if you'd like. If you're comfortable bending the knees, letting the feet rest on the floor or mat, you can do that as well. But yeah, I like to start here because I think it's easier for me to get back into my body, to get back into the present moment when I'm able to relax. So let's go ahead and start. Whether you're lying flat on the mat, and again, I'm only turned sideways for demonstration purposes. Feel free to use your mat how you need to, or whatever other blanket, towel, whatever you have, feel free to use it to what works best for you. Alright, so lying back or relaxing in some way, we're going to take some deep breaths in through the nose and back out through the mouth. Open that mouth wide, push that air out, and take up space. You're allowed to be here. Whoops, my prop just fell, so I'm gonna fix that. But yeah, take those deep breaths. Couple more. Good. And now that you're back to a natural rhythm of breathing, just take a moment here, check in with your body. Notice any sensations you might be feeling. Still breathing, letting that air flow through. Letting the palms be open to the ceiling. Letting the feet kind of relax and splay to the sides. Breathing in. Breathing out. Letting the shoulders draw down away from the ears. Softening the jaw by unclenching your teeth. Letting the tongue rest in the bottom of the mouth. Softening the facial muscles. Not allowing the eyebrows or the forehead to pinch. Just relax. And while you're here, in this moment of stillness, bring an intention to your practice to the front of the mind. So whether that's repeating an affirmation to yourself today, whether it's releasing tension or energy you're holding on to that you need to release, whatever it is, bring that intention to the front of the mind. Focus on it as you let your air flow. Good. A few more breaths here. Wonderful. When you're ready, if you're lying flat on the mat, feel free to stay there. If you're using any props, let's go ahead and lift ourselves up to a seated position. And we're going to go ahead and set those props to the side for now. And in this transition time, always feel free to reach for a drink of water or anything that you might need. Okay, so now I'm going to turn again, stay in the position you're in. Whatever way I orient myself is only to demonstrate for you. So I'm going to go ahead and lie back on my mat. And once again, let that body relax. Coming back into this moment, back into my body. Wonderful. I'm going to go ahead now and bring my arms up alongside my ears. Feel free to follow if that's comfortable for you. Pointing the toes and fingertips in opposite directions, or pointing and flexing the feet while also wiggling those fingers. Just adding motion to this pose. And once you've had enough, remember to relax those arms. And another reminder, throughout any of these practices, if you have to hold a pose longer than what I cue, or if you need to release a pose sooner than I cue, that's okay. This is your time, your hour, your self-care. I'm only here to guide you. Your body is going to tell you where you can go. It's going to give you the boundaries for that day. Meet yourself where you are and know that it's okay. We're going to go ahead now and I'm going to reach my left side into my crescent pose, or lying crescent pose. So again, the hips remain in the center of the mat. Our feet are going to that left side as well as our arms. And we're just reaching over If we were to look down at our bodies from the ceiling, we would look like bananas. And we're just breathing through here. Good. And if you want to maybe deepen the pose, I'm going to stack my right ankle on top of my left, and I'm going to take my left hand to my right wrist and just gently pull that arm a little bit farther to my left. Again, breathing through, in through the nose, and back out through the nose or the mouth. Wonderful. We're going to bring it back to center. And when you're ready, taking it to the other side. Again, being mindful of how you're feeling, choosing any variations or modifications that grant you more comfort, more awareness in your body. This is your time. Breathing. And maybe with each exhale, relaxing just a little bit more into each pose. Wonderful. We are releasing, bringing ourselves back to center. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to let those arms come back down to my side. And you can rest the hands down by your sides with your palms open to the ceiling or down, resting on the floor or mat. You could also rest those hands on the belly, whichever is most comfortable for you. So once again, I'm just reorienting for demonstration. Please stay right where you are. From here, we're going to go ahead and lift those feet into the air, and we're just letting that lactic acid flow down. So our knees are soft and bent, and depending on your comfort, if you would like to hold those knees or legs and bring them in just a little bit closer to the upper body, you can do that as well for support. You could also use a chair. So if you have a chair close by, you could like rest those heels on the chair. You will still get that flow of lactic acid down. This helps relieve fatigue or swelling in the feet, especially if you're on your feet a lot. Another thing that you are allowed to do is you're allowed to add motion to your poses. So in this pose, if you would like to point and flex those feet, maybe circle the ankles, or maybe even bend the knees, whichever is most comfortable for you. If you're comfortable being still, that's okay too. Remember, this is your practice. This is your time. I'm only here to help. And again, remember, keep that air flowing. It's tempting to hold the breath or even restrict it as we're focusing on the poses or the movements. Let's not do that. Let that air flow. Bring that vital force through your body, and it's going to help. help you feel better, help you move through this practice. Good. A few more breaths here. Wonderful. When you're ready, we're going to go ahead and bend those knees and bring them into the upper body. Now again, do that based on your comfort. So if your hands rest on those knees, that's okay. If your hands rest on the shins, that's okay. If you need to keep the knees soft and just rest your hands here, and that's as close as you're getting today, that's fine. This is your time. If you are comfortable bringing those knees in to the upper body and maybe wrapping the arms around, that's okay as well. Now, again, this is a pose where motion can be encouraged if it's comfortable for you. So if your hands are resting on your knees, you can bend and straighten those knees. You could also circle those hips around, massaging that lower back into the mat. If your hands are on your shins or wrapped around those shins or knees, you could rock from side to side. Just breathing, allowing that upper body to rest and relax on the floor or mat. You don't have to round the head or the neck. You just let that upper body relax. Whether your eyes are closed or your gaze is on the ceiling, on a focal point, whatever it is, remember to keep that air flowing. We have made ourselves small, so it's tempting to hold our breath. Don't do that. We're going to inhale deep in the belly. And as you exhale, let that air release and the belly deflate. Few more breaths here. And again, in this pose, you don't have to add motion. You could have been still this entire time, just focusing on your breath. Few more breaths here. Wonderful. From here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to reach for a tie or strap. Now, I understand some of us don't have those, and that's okay. So I've come with a few options. I was able to acquire a yoga strap, but in the past, I have also used a strap from a robe, a scarf, or I guess couple scarves, or also a resistance band, or a tie, or a long sock, whatever you may have, you are welcome to use that. Make your modifications. I've also used a ribbon before. I cut out a piece of ribbon and I have used that as a strap. So whatever's most comfortable for you, that's where we need to be. I do love my yoga strap. However, I feel like the sound is a little distracting while I am teaching. So I'm going to use my robe strap. And again, I'm going to turn just for demonstration purposes. So from here, I'm wrapping this tire strap underneath my feet. I'm lying back and lifting those feet closer to the ceiling. Once again, let me reorient. Okay. And again, wrapping that underneath there. And listen to the body. If your knees are most comfortable remaining bent and soft, keep them there. That's fine. We are not here to compete with other people. We are only here to find relaxation, comfort, and breath work, being present in our bodies. Okay? So, depending on your comfort, today I'm a little more comfortable straightening my knees, but that's not going to be every day for me, and that's okay. And it may not be the case for you as well, and that's okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start here. I'm going to go ahead and put each tie in or strap in a hand. Inhale, prepare. And as I exhale, I'm bringing those feet closer to the upper body. And again, breathing through. Now, instantly as I move through this, or I guess hold this pose, there's tension in the front of my thighs. There's a tension in my lower back. And that's okay to notice, be present in the body, and using the breath to try and release that tension. Inhale in through the nose. Exhale through the nose or the mouth. Good. A few more breaths here. Wonderful. We're going to release back to center. So from here, I'm going to keep my left foot in the tire strap. I'm going to release my right foot, and you can either bend the knee and let that right foot rest, or whichever foot you choose, on the floor or mat, or you can extend it down straight. I'm going to turn again to demonstrate, and then I'll change my orientation in a minute. So this is what it could look like, or this is what it could look like. I'm going to reorient. Okay. And I don't have a whole lot of room down. Well, I guess I got some room. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and inhale again. And as we exhale, we're gently pulling that tire strap, bringing whichever foot we chose to keep in the tire strap closer to the upper body. Still breathing. Still listening to our body. And release. From here, go ahead and add some motion. So what I like to do is bend and straighten that knee a little bit. Maybe circle the knee around, opening that hip. Good. And whenever you're ready, we're going to bring ourselves back to our neutral position or starting position, whichever you prefer. And I'm putting both tie ends or strap ends. Actually, I'm going to put them into my opposite hand. So this is my left foot. Both tie ends or strap ends are in my right hand. And what I'm going to do is I'm bringing my foot just over the center line of the body. And then I'm turning my ankle. Now it's hard to see from that view, so let me reorient really fast. So again, left foot in the tire strap ends in my right hand, bringing that foot just over the center line of the body and turning that ankle, pointing the toes to my right side. Still breathing. Still listening to the body. If you need to release, feel free to release. If this is uncomfortable, just rest flat on the mat. You don't even have to hold your foot up. Whatever you choose, choose for yourself and what you need in this moment. Good. We're going to release back to our neutral or starting position. And again, bend and straighten that knee if you like. Circle the ankle, whatever you're looking for. Go ahead and do it because this is your time. Wonderful. When you're ready, we're going to extend that foot back up to the ceiling or closer to the ceiling, whichever is more comfortable. Now, I'm going to put both tie ends or strap ends into the same hand that my foot is. So I'm using my left hand on the tie ends or strap ends, and my left foot is in the strap. And we're going to open this foot out to the left side in I call it a lying big toe pose. I need to do better research and give you the correct name of these forms or poses. I do extend that right hand out to the side in a half T formation. I inhale, prepare. And as I exhale, I open that foot out to the left. Now again, we're going slow, we're going deliberate, we're listening to our body. And if this is where you are today, that's fine. If this is where you are today, that's fine. If you'd like to use a chair as a prop to prop up your foot, you're welcome to do that. I'm just going to pull it into the side so you can see just a little bit of the chair. We have this, and then you can open it out and rest that foot on that chair or that leg. If you are comfortable moving out farther, you could also use a block, and you can change the height on this. Again, stay where you are, but you can change it to this height, you can change it to this height, you can change it to this height. You have options, and you don't even need a yoga block. If you have a book or a box, something that is sturdy, that is going to give you the stability, that you need, that's that's what you need. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to use my block today. And I'm opening that leg out. I know you can't see it on the frame, but I am resting my foot on my block. Actually, maybe I can scoot over a little bit so everyone can see. No, still not enough. There it goes. And see, I don't have to place this block under my ankle either. I can use it under my under my shin, under my thigh, whatever gives me the comfort that I'm looking for. I am going to rest it under my ankle right now just because it's more comfortable for me. And again, we're breathing through. That opposite hand is out to the side in a T formation. And feel free to readjust as many times as you need. Pause the video, move through something or a pose that's more comfortable. Make your modifications. This is literally all about you. Breathing. And another note worth mentioning as we bring that foot back to center, back to our neutral position, excuse me, is that as we open these hips, open that sacral chakra right down here, you might feel some emotions peek through, and that's okay. If you start to cry during your practice, it is not uncommon. I'm going to go ahead and take a drink of my water. Just, if that happens, you're in a safe space. This is your space. Let it go. Let that energy go. Let those emotions move through you. And maybe in that moment, just pay attention to how physical it is and where it is in your body and how it feels to you. You're allowed to do that in this time and space. So once again, now that we brought that foot back to center, we're going to go ahead and bend and straighten and move it around. Add some motion, make it fluid. Good. And now we're going to bring this leg across the body in a twist. So again, listening to your body and what it's telling you, using props, making adjustments, making modifications. Okay, so I'm putting both my tie-ins or strap-ins in my opposite hand. So my left foot is in the tie or strap and the strap-ins are in my right hand. I'm extending my left hand out to the side in a half T formation. I am breathing in through the nose. And as I exhale, I am drawing that foot across the center line of my body. Now again, if this is where you are today, awesome. That's great. Stay there. If this is where you are today, that's great. If you're able to go down to the floor, cool. Again, you're here to meet yourself where you are. So I'm not sure I understand. Oops. Sorry about that. So I'm extending that arm out, my left arm. I'm crossing that left leg across the body. My gaze stays on the ceiling, or if it's comfortable for you, maybe take it over that left shoulder now, or the opposite shoulder where you're twisting to. I have headphones on, so that is not comfortable for me today. But I'm going to continue to breathe. I'm going to continue to bring that air in. And I'm going to let it go. And again, with that exhale, relax my muscles just a little bit more. A few more breaths here. Wonderful. We're going to go ahead and bring that leg back to center, neutral, starting point, whatever works for you. And we're going to go ahead and lift our opposite foot. So for me, that's my right foot. And then I'm releasing my left foot either down to the mat with my knee bent or extending it down the mat, whichever is most comfortable for you. Again, I'm putting both tie-ins or strap-ins into the same side hand. So right foot in the strap, right hand holding the straps. And I'm going to inhale, prepare. And as I exhale, I'm gently pulling that foot closer to the upper body. Again, listen to your body. We don't want burning or straining or pain anywhere. We want this to be breath and presence and just really being in tune with what you are feeling. And we're breathing it in. And then we're letting it go. Breathing. Relaxing. Wonderful. Let that foot come back to neutral or center, starting point. And again, feel free to add that motion, bending the knee, circling the hip, circling the ankle. Wonderful. So now I'm taking those tie-ins or strap-ins into the opposite hand. So right foot is in the strap, left hand to those strap-ins. I am going to rest my right hand either on my belly or down by my side. I'm bringing this right foot just across the center line of my body, and then I'm turning my ankle, pointing my toes to my left side. Breathing in. And exhaling. Wonderful. Let's release. Bringing ourselves back to center, adding that motion if need be or if want be. Good. Whenever you're ready, letting that foot or leg come back to central, neutral. Putting those tie-ins or strap-ins back into that right hand, or for me it's my right hand, or it could be the same side hand that is along the side of the foot. I'm extending my left hand out to the side. Inhale, prepare. And as I exhale, I am opening my right foot out to my right side. Again, listening to my body, knowing when to honor my boundaries and honor my body where I am. breathing through, using kind words in my mind. Maybe, excuse me, maybe expressing gratitude for showing up today, showing up for myself, taking this time for myself. Maybe I'm showing gratitude and softness to myself. Whatever it is, making sure that you're being kind in your mind. A few more breaths here. Breathing. Relaxing. Wonderful. When you're ready, we're going to slowly bring that foot back to center, back to neutral. Again, feel free to bend and straighten, move around, circle around. Good. As we bring that foot back to center, neutral, starting point, we're going to move into our twist. So I'm taking these straps and I'm putting them in my opposite hand. So my right foot is in the strap ends are in my left hand. I'm extending my right hand out to the side in half T formation. I am taking an inhale to prepare. And as I exhale, I'm drawing that right foot across my body to my left side. I'm using a block, so if you want to use your chair, block, or pillows, whatever you wish, feel free to do that. Again, my gaze is on the ceiling. You could also take it over the right shoulder or the opposite shoulder of where you're twisting to. Whichever you choose, just remember to continue to breathe. Let that air flow in then out. A few more breaths here. Bringing it back to center. We're going to release that tire strap, set it to the side, and we're going to let our feet come together or meet each other. So whether your knees are bent or you're extended down the mat, whichever it is, just take a moment here. Take a few breaths. whenever you're ready, I'm going to roll to the side and push myself up to seated. You can come up through boat pose, which is kind of like rocking forward up into a seated pose. Or you can roll to the side like I did. However you choose to come up, that's the way that you should choose. I am going to go ahead and opt for, I can't remember the name of the pose in Sanskrit. In English, it's called easy pose. I don't like to refer to it as easy pose because it's not necessarily easy for everybody. But I will be taking the kindergarten approach to crisscross applesauce. So we're going to come to crisscross applesauce, whichever way is comfortable for you. If this is not, you can sit with your knees bent. You could extend those feet out in front of you if you'd like. I'm going to turn to the side to demonstrate. If you have like a pillow or like a bolster to go underneath the knees, you could do that as well to give you some comfort. Know that your yoga practice should always be about your comfort and being able to come back into your body. It should never be about pain. So we're going to come back to our center. Excuse me. And we're going to go ahead and plant those seat bones into the mat. We're going to let those shoulders draw down away from the ears. Feel free to wiggle those shoulders if you need to. Your palms can rest down on the knees or facing the ceiling, so whichever is most comfortable for you. And you're softening that jaw again, letting the tongue rest in the bottom of the mouth, unclenching those teeth, softening the forehead. We're going to do a few neck circles. I encourage everyone to kind of go at their own pace, their own rhythm with this pose or movement. But you're just rounding that head around in circles. Breathing. Releasing. Wonderful. Whenever you're ready, bring yourself back to your center. I might go a little longer actually with this one. It's feeling very good in this moment. You could keep going or you can rest in neutral and just breathe. Alright, I finally made it back to center. I apologize. Taking a few breaths. Stretching our arms and then moving into a tabletop position or all fours. So let's start with the arms. We're going to go ahead and inhale those arms out wide, opening that heart, letting those hands reach back as far as you can go. And as you exhale, I'm going to bring my left arm across my chest, wrapping my right arm underneath, gently pulling that arm closer into the body. I'm letting my hands go slack and rest. I'm not holding them like clock arms. I'm just letting them be. Still breathing. Still listening to my body. Good. Inhale those arms out wide. And once again, we're going to bring that opposite arm this time across the chest or across the body, and gently once again pulling that arm into the body. Breathing in. Breathing out. Wonderful. We're going to inhale those arms out wide. Again, opening that heart, reaching back. And as we exhale, we're going to bring those arms up alongside the ears. It's okay to take a breath here. Inhale, prepare when you're ready. And as I exhale, I'm going down to my left side. So I'm going to let my left hand rest down on the floor or mat. And then I'm reaching overhead with my right. We want to make sure that that opposite hip, or I guess the same side hip, is planted in the mat. If you feel yourself lifting, you're going to bring that left hand in closer to the body to give you some stability. We're reaching, and the shoulders are down away from the ears. If you feel yourself doing this, try to relax them. Maybe again, walk that resting hand in closer to the body, and maybe don't stretch so far over to the side. We'll just make it a little more shallow. Listen to your body. Wonderful. We're going to bring it back to center with an inhale. And as we exhale, taking it to the other side. A few more breaths here. Good. Let's go ahead and bring it back up to center. And then let those arms float down as you exhale. Wonderful. Take a moment here. Check in with the body. And now we're going to lie back in our final Savasana. Go ahead and you can use your props again if you want more pillows. Another variation I sometimes like to do, if you are comfortable with it. Obviously, if you're not, please use your pillows and other props. But sometimes I put a block in the center, letting my spine rest on that block, and I let my arms rest out to the sides. This is a great chest opener and a throat opener, letting those shoulders or pectoral muscles in the front really open. Heart chakra, throat chakra opening, or chakra. Wonderful. If you ever want to change what you're doing in Savasana, you can do that as well. It's not a completely static pose. So if you start one way and you want to change it to another way, that is okay. And once you're back in that final Savasana, be mindful of the air around you, the earth beneath you, and the sky above you. Whenever you're ready to start bringing motion back to your body, feel free to wiggle your fingers and toes, roll to the side, take a few breaths, maybe bend those knees and rock them from side to side. Whenever you're ready, let's bring ourselves back up to a seated position, whichever is most comfortable for you. And I just want to thank you for joining me today in your hour of self-care. I hope that you take this moment of rest and relaxation and presence with you the rest of your day. Have a good day.